didn't actually feel happy enough with it all. This sort of feeling, is this all there is? You know, is this as good as it gets?
I had very powerful questions about what is the point? What's the point?
Life always made such nonsense to me that I thought there's got to be something somewhere that makes sense.
Everyone is looking for something. We all are searching. Some of us have found it and some of us haven't.
When you reach birthdays with a naught on the end, they become more poignant to you. And 30 is bad enough, but 40 seems a milestone. And I think I just passed 40, and I was driving around the embankment. I was heading east, and I just passed the back entrance to the Savoy, and I was stuck in a lot of traffic. And the thought just came into my head about death, because your body can't go on forever. But I'm too special to die. And I just felt that there's got to be something more in life, and that was my first recollection of something happening to me. I'm a cab driver, a London cab driver. People think there's a lot of stress involved, and there is stress, but you can deal with stress in a good way and you can deal with stress in a bad way. What I do is, a few times a week, I try and get over to the forest. I take my drum and my didgeridoo with me and just meditate in the forest itself. I've been involved in shamanism and trance dance for about 3 or 4 years. And going to the forest has become a lot more relevant to me now. There is a spiritual side to it. And as I say, I've got sort of spirit guides in my life. And they do come out into the woods sometimes, and I do see them. I just feel so alive, in sort of tune with Mother Earth. It's like walking into another reality, isn't it?
What do you mean another reality?
The childhood reality. Where every day is sunny.
Introduction to Buddhism, Part 1. Who was Buddha? In general, Buddha means awakened one. Someone who has awakened from the sleep of ignorance.
So I was just driving along as normal. I noticed quite a big change. I was listening to this tape and was feeling quite peaceful, and, you know, people cutting me out and running out in front of me as they do in London, and traffic jams and all that. And unfortunately, before I got to a state where I used to get quite upset with people and wave my finger about and, you know, swear a bit and things like that. And I reached the end of the journey and I said, I haven't actually lost my temper all the way up here. That's brilliant. That was the first time I could remember for ages. And I just found that that was quite a sort of pivotal moment. You can use this sort of thing as sort of purification practice, and you can recite mantras while you're doing it, and which is quite good because mantras sort of help your general mind and your sense of well-being. And
all he seems to do these days is connected somehow with Buddhism, somewhere along the line. He's constantly changing, that's what I've noticed, but he used to be like really, I don't know, he would just get annoyed really quickly over really small things and get really angry.
You can purify your negative karma by doing that if you think that the activity that you're doing, if you do it with a mind of thinking about all the negative karma you've created in the past,
he became a better person. To me, yeah, anyway. He's not only showing me the bad side. I get the good side now as well, which is great.
Buddhists believe, and I think this is really true, that all living beings are looking for two things in general. Not to suffer and to be happy all the time. So I would definitely say I'm looking for those two things. But generally, sort of peace and just a way of making sense of something or things that happen and on the surface may seem random, but I don't see how that, you know, lots and lots of big things can be really that random, you know. Sometimes I think of my dad, because I didn't really understand why he'd suffered so much. For a long while he was on a kidney machine, then he had a kidney transplant, which was great because it solved the kidney problem, but then lots of other problems occurred and eventually he lost both of his legs. He had to have both of them amputated. And he finally died just under 2 years ago. Anyway, basically I was actually working at the time. I got a call from my mum, she didn't know what was going on. I knew immediately what was happening because my dad was quite ill. I was in the middle of grouting a floor, which was quite difficult, but obviously my dad was more important, so I just chucked all my tools down and I wanted to be with him. So I rushed round the corner, went up to my dad's wheelchair and I told him it'd be okay and put my arms around him and he very peacefully just passed away. And that was it, I got my final wish. You know, we were together right till the end. My dad had died. It was important to look after my mum, sort the business out, and I had to go back and grout my floor, which I did because I thought that's what my dad would have wanted. So I did all the things I thought were right, and then towards the end of the day I suddenly realised what had happened and it started becoming very difficult then.
The Aborigines used to use the didge as a warning device or as a meditation tool, and that's what I use it as.
He loves attention. In a nice way. I'm not being nasty about him. He's a lovely bloke, and he likes attention. He doesn't like to be like anybody else. Just doesn't want to conform.
I was playing the drum and didgeridoo one day, and I packed up and walked over there to get a cup of tea, and two women came up to me and said, "The next time you're going to give another performance, let us know." And I said, "It's not a performance. It's just me playing the drum and the didge." "Oh, but no, next time you're going to give another performance, let us know and we'll come along." You know, and I thought, no, they've lost the plot.
So what is this thing, Dave?
It's a ball roarer, and you can feel the energy just coming right away through you, and it's like giving out energy and receiving it. It's fantastic.
What did his friends make of him when he got into all this stuff?
Well, he sort of... He didn't have a lot of contact with his old friends.
What did he lose touch with?
He lost touch with them, yeah. And I don't know his new friends now, really.
Well, it was a trance dance and sweat lodge weekend that I went on, and it was great being with people. It was the first time I've been with people who have a different outlook on life, and even though they might do ordinary jobs like computer programmers and me a cab driver, and so there's a chef and things like that, but we're all there with the same intention of just being happy, just being nice to people.
It was group therapy.
Yeah, group therapy, yeah.
He didn't do it for the breathing, he did it for the talking in a group.
Oh, no, I'm talking myself.
Whoops.
The group therapy I did it for, yeah. Bonnie has never tried shamanism. She never tried the trance dancing.
I've never tried the trance dancing.
Or the trance postures, or the sweat lodges and things like that.
Why not, Bonnie? What puts you
I'm not drawn to it at all. So you feel that when you're trance dancing, you can come. It's like a meditation. Then you can get into a place of feeling really peaceful.
Yeah,
And calm.
it's like a form of meditation. Yeah, a sort of getting into that meditative state, and I just enjoy being amongst the people with great energy, very calm energy. I like it.
I mean, have you noticed a change in Dave since he started it?
I think he talks rubbish more now than he used to. Sorry, but he's sort of these half-baked ideas that you get. So are you saying then that this has helped you with got you to look inward and
inward and outward, yeah, and forward.
So you feel better about it now then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
When I'm running, I know that I am totally happy. I've got everything that I want. You know, it's beautiful. Almost like a spiritual feeling of everything moving and almost like a cleansing. I'm a manager for a recruitment consultancy. Very busy job, demanding. It takes a lot from you, and so somehow you need to get it back. And some people scream, some people might hit the chocolate or the caffeine. I know that what I need to do is to go for a run.
I was working for someone doing some tiling. She was a Buddhist, and she said, "Oh, would you like this?" And it was some publicity for one of Haruka Centre's courses. Well, the first time I walked into a room full of strangers, I felt a bit self-conscious, I suppose, and then it was, oh, well, this is a Buddhist place. I had this thing in my head, you know, is it one of those weird culty things? But I just felt really welcome, and that initial contact really drew me in and wanted me to investigate more. They were brilliant. They always answered all my questions, you know, why did my dad die, why did he suffer, and I was led to explore the Buddhist way of thinking.
The Haruka Centre is the main Buddhist centre within the New Kadampa tradition in London. And what we're doing here is simply to give people happiness, give them methods for increasing their happiness.
Still got my bag of rice.
Well, some people, for instance, will be able to come for a weekend and they do 1 or 2 days of retreat. And for those people, it's like a spiritual holiday.
Yes.
And it's got beautiful mountains and lakes and deer and beautiful things. And as I'm offering it, I imagine the detail of the tanker.
Before this, I was running a business with a friend, and he was doing graphic design and I was like public relations. I was reasonably successful, I was happy. Things came reasonably easily to me. And generally I liked it, I quite liked the excitement. But then I also remember I had very powerful questions about what is the point? What's the point? Am I going to go through the whole of life, you know, experiencing these highs and then lows, and then die? And that's what really turned me towards the spiritual path, because I certainly didn't believe that that's all there was to life.
The feelings that you get with religion are very much like the feelings that you get when you've started your run and you have the release of all the stress, because you can empty your mind and start thinking about the meaning of life and what's it all about type thing. My feelings start changing and I start thinking more about the naturalness of what I'm doing, and I love that feeling of just being flesh and blood. It's gorgeous.
I think what is going to be good about tonight is that there's going to be a lot of old friends here, and it'd be nice to trance dance with some old friends that I used to trance dance with, and that's going to be really nice about tonight.
It's halfway between a dance class and a rave. So it starts out a bit like a class with warm-up exercises and stretches and so on, so everybody's physically in a good state before we get into the serious stuff. And then gradually we move into the place where people dance into what one could say is an altered state of consciousness where the dance dances the dancer. Then some really good things happen.
It like revitalises you. And that's what seems so funny about it, that you've had a hard day's work and you go and really sort of do some frenetic dancing to relax yourself. But it's a great leveller of your body. It's excellent. Tonight will be an excellent night.
He does a course with Howard, which is sort of shamanic techniques, which I've done as well.
At the beginning, when people get there, we start with little warm-ups so nobody pulls a muscle. And then we'll dance the powers of creation, fire, earth, water, air.
It's that time, folks, it's that time for moving out of the head and into the body. Come.
I better warn you before we start, I'm absolutely hopeless at teaching how to make mandala offerings. I'll never go.
So what I think I'll do is, first of all, is show you the 7 points mandala, which is the one that we're going to be doing most of the time. Sometimes some people, especially if they're new to meditation, have the experience of, why am I sitting here, you know, just holding up this plate of rice, my back's aching, my bottom's aching, my knees are aching, why am I doing this? But the more they do that, then after a period of time in the meditation session, you find just things become very peaceful, very beautiful. And then Iram Guru Ratna Mandala Kanyatayami. And then you drop it towards you, and that's basically what we do throughout the half hour.
I circle around the boundaries of the earth. I circle around the boundaries of the earth.
Our evolution has gone a bit haywire. We've lost a lot of connection with the earth and the sky and our own primal nature. Shamanism, it's a bag of tools to help them reconnect to the earth, to the spiritual. It's our roots. Dance is as old as human beings. The drum is the first music. The first beat is the heartbeat. It's primal and everlasting. It's an eternal aspect of being human.
There's no set rules. You don't have to dance this way, you don't have to dance that way, you don't have to keep in time. You just let yourself go. It's like getting in this altered dreamlike state. And it's just a lovely feeling.
When we meditate, it seems we get some space in our mind because you're actually thinking of really nice things, you know, jewels and fields and flowers and all that sort of thing. You know, you can almost get a really blissful feeling of just life not being quite so difficult, and you do take that away from your meditation.
Feel your heart, and you can hear, you know, you smell and you breathe, and you know, you sweat. With running, you start thinking about, you know, your muscles, whether your blood's pumping, whether your heart's beating fast, what's your breathing like. You feel whether you're running on your toes, and you think about your bones. It's ever so strange, you know, you feel about your existence and your human form.
It's like an invitation to dance out of your regular self and into another part of yourself that can touch the realm of the gods, the spirit, the magical, which of course is bliss. It's really bliss.
Very often people will experience their minds just becoming happier and happier. Sometimes people say to me, you know, there's nothing more blissful than this. So please make a determination to stop distracting thoughts.
Shamanism, it helps to remind us all that we're not as individual as all that. We're a part of something much greater, but we lose a little bit of our individuality and we gain a sense of community. And with that comes a great deal of joy. And we need that. And if shamanism really gets into the suburbs, the nature of the suburbs will change. And they will be more like communities. But it's so lonely. It helps us to come back together.
Just generally, life isn't quite so difficult as it used to be.
I just feel so alive, in sort of tune with Mother Earth.
There's loads of other people running on this planet, all in different ways. Everyone's looking for their bit of happiness, their corner of the world that they can find that, you know, that gives them meaning. And that's one thing that I found.